I'm wearing a singlet because it's so damn hot here in Australia. Lucky for me, I don't have to be naked because I've got a singlet on. Lucky for me, I've got a singlet. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to today's Raw review. Yes, it is stinking hot here in the land down under. We have officially began summer again because we're in November. So, we are once again in the hot summers. It's crazy to think that we are not so far away until the end of the year. It's been a crazy 2020, guys. It's been a crazy year, and I'm just so glad that we're almost at the end of the year. I'm just very glad about that, to be honest. So, Monday Night Raw. I guess Raw wasn't too bad, I guess. I guess it wasn't garbage or terrible. It wasn't bad. I guess I didn't mind some of the things that happened on the show, while there were some things that I did find pretty bad. I don't know why my laptop does that. Because I had it all up, but then it just decided to freeze into a white screen. I don't know why that happens. It's kind of annoying. Give me a sec. Right. We're going to be kicking things off by basically saying this real quick. I really do not like the new Raw theme. I know some people may like it, but I don't really like it. I prefer Legendary. That's just my personal opinion. We began the show with Randy Orton. He came out, and Alexa Bliss came out to play mind games with him. Randy Orton said that he doesn't care who comes out here, he will defend the WWE title. Then Alexa Bliss comes on out here, and I'm just thinking to myself, get out of here, Alexa Bliss. You're not WWE Championship material. But she was just playing mind games with Randy, which you can't play mind games with the Legend Killer. If anyone's the mastermind of mind games, it's Randy Orton. You don't try and play mind games with the master of the mind games. And then Drew McIntyre appeared, Claymore kicking Randy, and Drew says he wants his rematch for the WWE Championship. Why? Of course he does, because, former champions get their rematch. Even though Drew McIntyre said that Hell in a Cell was going to be their last match. But hey, this just proves to you that even WWE forget things. They had Shayna Baszler tell Sasha Banks and Asuka that she doesn't care who won out of either of them at SummerSlam, and she wanted the next shot at the Raw Women's Championship, and now here she is with the Women's Tag Team Championships. Why have them say such a thing? Why have them say those things if you're not even going to have them do it? So then The Miz, he tried to attempt his Money in the Bank cash-in, but Drew McIntyre stopped it. And the bell never rang. As far as I know, the bell never rang, so the match never became official. Which is a darn shame, because I really want The Miz to fail his Money in the Bank cash-in. Then we had who gives a shit about this match, and that was Elias versus Jeff Hardy. It's called a guitar on a pole match, but I call this the I don't give a shit match, because I personally didn't give a shit. Jeff Hardy won, obviously. Nothing too shocking there. Then we had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler face Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose for the women's tag team titles. I didn't even know this was a title match. Thought it was just a normal match, but it's a title match. And here's the thing. Mandy and Dana Brooke were impressive in this match. I know not many people will admit it, because there's too many people out there that don't want to admit anything. Mandy and Dana were the one team that came so close to defeating Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. You cannot deny that they were so close to winning. Lana, she messed up. Lana, she cost Mandy and Dana, which I had a feeling that is the direction they were going to go. Dana and Mandy were all over the champions. Dana Brooke, she looked impressive. She was doing so well in the match, blocking Shayna's Karafuda clutch. Mandy locking in the Black Widow on Nia Jax. You know, they were all over the champs. They were really showing their determination and their passion to winning the gold. They came very, very close on multiple occasions to win the match. But no one will admit that because you have people thinking, oh, Mandy and Dana had no chance. You'll have people thinking that they had absolutely no chance of winning, despite that Shayna Baszler only was able to tap out Dana Brooke because she got lucky. Or because of Lana distracting Dana and Mandy. That's the only reason why she was able to lock in the clutch. Admit it. We all know Dana and Mandy are capable of defeating them. They were so close to winning. They were the first team that came very close to actually beating the champions. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are pathetic paper champions. There will always be paper champions until they start proving that they can be an actual team. There is no tag team. And I'm saying this in a calm way because I don't want to raise my voice. The weather is hot enough as it is. It's bad enough that Shayna and Nia are ruining everything that Sasha Banks and Bayley did with those titles. Sasha Banks and Bayley, they went across all brands. They went to Raw, they went to SmackDown, they went to NXT. They went across all three brands defending their titles on all three shows. They defended them on all three shows. They defeated the likes of Kairi Sane and Asuka, Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart. They beat the Iconics. They beat Nikki and Alexa. They beat so many teams during their impressive run as the champions. 98 days they were champions. They don't need to be the longest reigning champions to clearly tell you that they are the greatest tag team champions of all time with the women's tag team championships. How many times has Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defended those titles? They've only defended them on Raw. They only defended them once on SmackDown, and that was against Sasha and Bayley in the rematch to set up Bayley's betrayal on Sasha. But secondly, they have not gone to NXT. How are you supposed to make me believe that Shayna and Nia are a dangerous team if they're not going to go to NXT and challenge anyone? This is why I call them pathetic champions, because they don't go across all three shows. This is why I call them bad champions. Sasha and Bayley were the definition on what the women's tag team champions should be doing. Going across all shows. I don't care if you're a face champion or if you're a heel champion. You should be floating between all three shows. WWE only had Sasha and Bayley do it because they know Sasha and Bayley are capable of going between all three shows. WWE knows that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are too damn lazy to go to NXT and challenge any team in NXT because that's what WWE does. They're freaking lazy. They don't want Shayna and Nia to go across all three shows. So why should I care? Shayna and Nia are bad champions. They are bad champions until they start doing what Sasha and Bayley did. We had Bobby Trashley face off against RTruth. And RTruth lost the 24/7 championship. And wow, what a shocker, he didn't win it back. Throughout this entire show, RTruth didn't win back the 24/7 title, which was kind of a bit of a shocker if you ask me. Hopefully they now move RTruth away from the 24/7 title and actually have him try to beat Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. If I were RTruth, that's what I'd do. I'd forget about the 24/7 title, I'd give up on the 24/7 title, and I'd try to win the United States Championship. Much better title and a much better prize than the 24/7 title. So Bobby Trashley won. Predictable as all hell. Once again, hurt business. sucking up TV time. Then we had a very good triple threat match. We had a really good triple threat match here. We had Braun Strowman. He wanted to be on the Survivor Series team. And in order for him to do that, he had to beat Keith Lee and Sheamus. And AJ Styles making his claim to being the captain of Team Raw. And after a really good match, I thought this was really good. I find it funny. I think this is just me, but I think maybe some people may agree with me. Have you noticed I don't barely say any men's matches are good? I rarely say that, and every time I have said a men's match has been good is every time Sheamus is in one. The New Day's farewell tag team match, that was a fun match. Sheamus was in it, so was Cesaro and Nakamura. Fun match. That was a great match. Then Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston a couple of weeks ago on Raw. That was a hell of a match. Sheamus was a part of that too. Sheamus versus Matt Riddle, well, I didn't really care, but I didn't really care. All I cared about is Sheamus winning. And Sheamus did win. So I find it pretty ironic that the men's matches that I'm saying are good have all been involving Sheamus. Sheamus is a good wrestler. Despite his age, he's still very good for his age. I really would like to see Sheamus eventually get a push again. Nia Jax fought Lana. Before we get to that, we'll talk about the aftermath. Braun Strowman won by power slamming Sheamus, and AJ Styles demanded everyone to get along. Keith Lee did shake hands with Braun Strowman, but Sheamus gave Braun a hug, but then Sheamus would bro kick Braun. And this would lead to AJ Styles getting mad at both of them, knocking them both out. Nia Jax fought Lana. We obviously knew who was going to win this match. Did anyone think Lana was going to win this match? She's a joke. And I love how WWE is trying to portray Lana as a babyface. They're trying to portray Lana as a face. And they're trying to make us feel bad for Lana. They're trying to make us feel bad for Lana because Nia Jax continues to bully poor old Lana. Well, guess what? After Lana screwing Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, why should I feel bad for Lana? Why should I give a toss about Lana? I've never given a toss about Lana. For a woman who is supposed to be punished, for what Rusev said on AEW, she sure as hell gets a lot of TV time, huh? For a woman that's supposed to be punished because of Miro's comments, this woman gets a lot of TV time. Yeah, sure. Punished my ass. Punished my backside. But Lana got her butt kicked, as she should have, and as she deserved. And then Nia would once again put Lana through a table. There you go. Don't care, Lana. You are terrible. Then we had Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business taking on the New Day in a non-title match. And what a surprise! The Hurt Business win again! Seriously, why do these guys always win all the damn time? What's so special about the Hurt Business? Seriously, if you're going to have all of them draped in gold, you're trying to make them the Undisputed Era now? I mean, give me a break. All of them, all four of them have no character, no charisma, and no personality. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston have so much personality and so much character. They are absolutely hilarious. They are comedy gold. The New Day are absolute gold. They are incredible. Absolutely incredible. How can you have two guys who are absolutely entertaining lose to a bunch of bums who are not entertaining, who are only there just to friggin' suck up television time from people that actually deserve it? What happened to Babatunde, Yabba Dabba Doo guy? And whatever happened to Adrio Rolas, or whatever you bloody say, however you say his name? There's two bloody goons from Raw Underground. Why aren't you showcasing them? What's it called? Anything anymore? Raw Underground? Because Raw Underground's not a thing anymore. You don't want to use them? Use them! Why draft them if you're not even going to use them? I would rather see what Yabba Dabba Doo guy and Adrio Ruas can do than see Hurt Business on my TV every week. The lame business, as I call them. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how the lame business continue to keep winning. Trash. If they win the Raw Tag Team titles, I'm not going to be happy. Nikki Cross tried to talk sense into Alexa Bliss, but that didn't work out. Also, we also had Angel Garza talking to somebody, don't know, don't care. And we also had Firefly Funhouse episode with a lot of swearing. The Firefly Swearing House. And if they swore, they had to put money in a jar. Okay. Even though I did think that episode was funny, just because of the swearing alone. But anyway, let's get back on track. Just wanted to throw all that filler in, because I really didn't care about it. Then we had Ricochet face Tucker. Picture this. Picture this. You are Tucker Knight, a man who teamed up with Otis Dojovic. You were a very successful team in NXT, very popular. Then you come to the main roster, still providing popularity as a team. Then you all of a sudden decide to draft Tucker to Monday Night Raw. You shorten their names to Otis and Tucker. Then you draft Tucker to Monday Night Raw. You turn him heel by having him turn on Otis. And in Tucker's first match, as a singles competitor and as a heel, you have him lose in 45 seconds to Ricochet. Bum! So much for that, huh? So much for that. Once a bum is always a bum. Tucker Knight. He also had Knight written on his butt. I guess he's trying to get the... I'm guessing he's trying to push for his Tucker Knight name to return. Tucker don't really care for him. But Ricochet beating him in like 45 seconds was pretty hilarious. And then Mustafa Ali. Mustafa doesn't want to be called that anymore. He now wants to be called Mustafa Ali. He was out there, he watched the match, and then he had Retribution attack Ricochet and Tucker. We also had Mia Yim backstage. This was not on WWE, but I did see this. Mia Yim made a challenge to Asuka, calling her a dancing clown. And Mia Yim probably wants to take the championship from her. You know, Mia Yim versus Asuka does sound like a good match on paper. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. But do you think Mia Yim is going to win the title? Nah, no way. But it will be a good match though. Not going to lie about that. It will be a good match though. And then finally we had Drew McIntyre versus Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho in the main event. Did Drew McIntyre prevent The Miz from cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase? Correct! And did Drew McIntyre claymore The Miz and pin him to the ground? 1, 2, 3. Correct! And did Randy Orton get his revenge and RKO Drew McIntyre at the end of the show? Correct! There you go. That's all you needed to know about this match. Didn't care about this main event. Drew won with a Claymore. And Randy Orton delivered an RKO at the end to Drew McIntyre, and with the Fiend laughing in the background. So there you go, guys. That was your Monday Night Raw review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all next time.